This video is regarding the Funaria, which is a common moss. And Funaria belongs to the class Bryopsida, order Funariales, family Funariaceae, genus Funaria. And in case of bryophytes, it consists of both the primitive forms as well as the advanced forms. The primitive forms are the thalloid-like structure, for example, Markantia and Anthoceros, whereas the slightly advanced structures are Funaria, for example, Funaria, which produces a root-like, stem-like, and leaf-like structure. Why it is a root-like, stem-like, leaf-like structure? Because it does not consist of xylem and phloem. That is, water and food conducting tissue is not present in this case. So it is called as root-like, stem-like, and leaf-like structures. And this genus Funaria consists of about 117 species, out of which the 15 species are reported in India. Funaria hygrometrica is the most widely distributed species. And the Funaria grows as a bright green velvety patches on the surface of the wet soil, wet rocks, wet walls, etc. And it grows for about 1 to 3 centimeters. So the picture here you are seeing is Funaria gametophyte, and this is the Funaria sporophyte. After the fertilization, it forms the sporophyte. This is the picture of the Funaria sporophyte. So the Funaria gametophyte consists of two stages. The first stage is juvenile or protonema stage. This protonema is developed from the haploid spores. This haploid spore will give rise to the filamentous branched protonema. And this filamentous branched protonema will give rise to two types of branches, that is chloronemal branches and rhizonemal branches. These chloronemal branches grow parallel to the soil, that is parallel to the substratum, and it consists of chloroplast, hence it helps in photosynthesis. And in this case, rhizonemal case, it grows deeper into the soil, which helps, that is towards the soil, which helps in the anchorage and absorption. The cross walls in the rhizonemal branches are in oblique condition. So it helps in anchorage and absorption, and the chloronemal branches helps in photosynthesis. After the complete well-developed protonema is formed, it gives rise to the lateral buds, and this lateral bud will give rise to the leafy gametophore, which is a second stage in the gametophyte formation. So this is the leafy or gametophore stage. In this picture, what you are seeing here is the unbranched gametophyte. So in unbranched gametophyte, you can see the root-like structure, which is a rhizoid, and the stem-like structure, that is axis, or it is also called as colloids. And it also consists of the leaves, which are spirally arranged around the axis or stem. The lower portion consists of the smaller leaves, whereas the upper portion consists of the larger leaves, and they are radially arranged at the apex, and it forms a rosette-like structure, which is called as moss flower. Inside this, there is a presence of sex organ, which may be the antheridium or archegonium. And the next one is, in this picture you have seen about the unbranched gametophyte. Here you can see the branched gametophyte. This is a male shoot and this is the female shoot. And the male shoot consists of the male receptacle. The enlarged portion of this, here what you can see is the perichetial leaves, which is closely arranged at the tip of the apex. And this is the enlarged portion of the male shoot. This shows the enlarged portion. Inside this, it shows the antheridial head, which consists of antheridium, which give rise to the sperm cells, which is haploid in number. And the female receptacle consists of archegonial head, which consists of archegonium, which give rise to the egg, which is haploid. So the next, after the fertilization over, it give rise to the sporophyte, which consists of foot, seta, and capsule. Next, we'll be discussing about the Funaria, that is a male head or the antheridial head. So I told you that this portion is enlarged here. Okay, this is the antheridial head, and it is slightly convex, means slightly bulged At the either side, it consists of the pericaceal leaves or the perigonial leaves. And inside this, it consists of the antheridium and a paraphysis. This pericaceal leaves will protect the antheridium. When it is in the young condition, the antheridium is in green in color. When it is in the mature stage, it appears to be yellowish orange in color. So I told that pericaceal leaves are protective in function. And this paraphysis is multicellular unbranched structure which consists of a swollen tip. What is the function of this paraphysis? It absorbs the water and prevents the dehydration of antheridium. It gives the water to the antheridium, and it is also green in color, so it is photosynthetic in function. Apart from that, it produces the mucilage which helps in the dehiscence of the antherozoids or spore cells. So that is the function of paraphysis. This is the elongated structure of antheridium. So the antheridium consists of a multicellular stalk, and it consists of a polygonal cells, which is the jacket, which jacket cells, which is protect the androcytes. This is the jacket sterile cell. Why it is sterile? Because it is not involved in the reproduction. And at the tip, it consists of the cap cells, which will disintegrate during the liberation of the sperms. So inside this jacket cells, there is a presence of androcyte. After the slight differentiation, it forms a biflagellated sperm, and or it is also called as antherozoids. This is a club-shaped body, and this is the stalk. So after the differentiation over and the cap cells get disintegrated, the sperm cells are liberated. So this is about the antheridial head. So the next one is funaria, which is a female head or the archegonial head. Again, there is a slight difference between the antheridial head and the archegonial head. Same here, you can see the pericaceal leaves and also the paraphysis, which is a multicellular unbranched structure. But in that case, in case of male head, it consists of a swollen tip, but in this case, it consists of an elongated tip, but the function remains the same. And this is the elongated structure of the archegonium. The archegonium, and the archegonium again consists of the multicellular stalk. Above it consists of the venter portion, which consists of a large egg, and above that it consists of a vertical rows of cells, and in the middle it consists of the neck canal cells. This neck canal cells is surrounded by the 6 vertical rows of cells. So now the after this male head is here, it is a after the cap cells is disintegrated, it produces the biflagellated sperms. Now what happens? Due to the chemotaxic movement, this biflagellated sperm will enter through the tip of the archegonium. That chemotaxic substances that is produced in the archegonium is due to the disintegration of this neck canal cells and the cover cells, which produces the malic acid and sugar as well as mucilage. So this helps the sperm to come towards the tip and enter towards the archegonium, enter inside the archegonium and fuse with the egg. Because of the chemotaxic movement, there is a fusion of the sperm and the egg. So after this completely it is disintegrated as the sperm has entered, now it is fusing with the egg. It results in the formation of zygote, that is in diploid in condition. Why diploid? The sperm is haploid and the egg is haploid. They fuse together to form a diploid egg. Now this zygote is diploid in condition, and this zygote will undergo further mitotic divisions, and this after this mitotic division it results in the formation of diploid sporophyte. So diploid sporophyte is produced, and the food, whatever it is produced in the sporophyte, it is present within the venter, and it consists of a seta and the capsule. The sexual reproduction in case of funaria, it is of oogamous. Why it is oogamous type? Because it consists of a large egg and it is non-motile, and the small a male gamete, that is a sperm, which is a motile in function. That biflagellated sperm will come and fuses with the egg, and it results in the formation of zygote. So hence it is oogamous type of reproduction in case of Funaria. So this video is about complete Funaria gametophyte, and about the Funaria female head as well as the male head, which is also antheridial head and the archegonial head. Thank you.